Okay, that's it. Should be working now.
Hello and good evening, dear viewers, fellow casuals. You're watching Primetime Casual, and tonight we are trying to beat a record up the mountain. With me, as last time, this time with voice hopefully in chat, are Commander Greatest.
Test, test. 1-2. Is this thing?
Looks good. And of course, our Scottish guide, as always, Commander Sanderling.
Good evening. Hello.
He's just here for the quota.
He is here for the quota, exactly, to lower our overall efficiency. And yeah, please, this time, if some sound levels are wrong with the game or the voice or the chat, please tell me.
Yeah, nobody said anything
Nobody.
last time. Not a word.
We streamed 2.5 hours, and all you could hear was me talking to myself, because nobody said to me, hey, we can't hear Gratus and Sanderling and Burr and Tato and whoever was in chat. Well, that was a bit disappointing. Yeah. Alright. Now let's see if the picture-in-picture works. There we have it, Sanderling cam. Is there a Sanderling cam on stream now? There is. Fantastic.
I'm having a bit of a look at the map.
So, I'm sure you've all heard, this is a mountain climb on a planet called Teide A in the Magic system. And we did this for charity on the weekend. The Hutton Truckers did it in real life, hiking up a mountain on Tenerife. And I think the truckers raised about £10,000, plus some additional gifts. So it was, I think it was a success. There we have it. Use this ship, the Ant, the Asp. So occasionally there might be some frame rate issues. This is not my game, this is not my stream, this is entirely Sanderling's fault, because sometimes he's in VR and sometimes his frame rate drops a bit and pulls me down right with it.
That's your excuse.
Yeah, that's my excuse. Hey, hello Jones. Good to see you. I'm hoping we'll get to a little bonus video later on. Hey Nikita, we are in live, actually. Oh, that is wrong.
Yep.
We're in live. Gratus and Sanderling could do this in beta. I'm not participating. For reasons. Mostly because,
you know what?
What?
I see floating rock.
Oh, that's nothing special. Floating rocks?
So you instantly notice it because the ground texture around you is all smudgy and not detailed. It's getting better over here, but I don't trust it. I'll do a quick reload. I hope that'll fix any issues that might come up the mountain.
Yeah. I suppose you could join us, but we're in Gratus private group, and this is really hard. So if you are a good SRV driver, and I mean really good, then
usually I wouldn't mind it, and
yeah,
you could probably join us for now. But during the actual try or the actual attempt,
yeah,
I would rather have as few people in the instance as possible. So
right.
I would suggest you feel free to tag along, but do it in your own private group or in open or in solo. Just try to do it on your own for now. Maybe we can meet up in the private group later on after we've done it and have some fun together.
Right, because, and this is one huge problem with SRVs, that Frontier still hasn't fixed, is when you're in a private group, or in the same instance with other people, damage taken by the SRV is multiplied, basically, by the amount of people in the instance.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But to make it a bit easier to see where we are, I'll just send the links cams in the way. Okay. But while I'm flying to the target, we are in the magic system, which is pretty close to Sol actually. like only a couple of jumps, on the planet Teide A. And the coordinates, you'll see them on stream soon, are -39 to -82 for the start, and there's a huge plateau on the top of the mountain at -41 to -81. We'll show it as soon as I get there, which might take a while. Why can't we engineer like super cruise speeds?
Alright, I'll just talk a little bit of what we're doing actually here, because over the weekend we had this charity going on where people were, in all sorts of instances climbing up this mountain, either just trying to get up there or actually trying to make a good time up there to have a chance of winning a prize that the truckers, gave out, donated by AFDEF for the occasion. So I was one of the guys who actually tried to get a good time because I figured I could do it. Turns out I'm not the only one who's really good at climbing mountains in the SRE. There's this other guy, Nazaroth, who smashed my time that I achieved on the actual event day.
Let me give a timeline. When we started our attempt, the record was by I think a Fuel Reds team actually with 26 minutes, which already. No?
34 was when
34.
we started.
Right, 34 minutes. I'm sorry. 34. The first attempt, there was the standing record was 34 minutes, and I think we beat that by doing a 26. Is that correct?
No, the first run we did was a 30-minute run for me and a 40-minute run for you. That's when we went around the right-hand side.
Right, but we tried again.
A second run. Yeah, we did a second run instantly after that, and that's when. What was our times? I think I managed a 26 and you managed a 32 something.
Right.
Yeah, and that was the time we actually submitted for the event.
And we felt pretty sure that this was a solo win for Greatest and a team win for us.
Well, yeah, we felt confident about it.
Confident. Yeah. I mean, it was almost 10 minutes faster than the previous record for you. And even I, as the slower one, was faster than the old solo record, or the old record.
Exactly.
But I think that was when... Was that Nazareth's first attempt?
No, I'm not sure. It might have been, but there was some other guy who basically managed a 26
Subhouse.
something. Basically,
right,
a few seconds faster than I was. So
right.
I figured, well, I'll just try again and see if I can get a better time. And I did. I think I managed a 23:11, and that was I basically submitted that and updated my solo time because Primetime Casual didn't try again. So we figured as a team we still might have a good chance with 32 minutes.
And that was when this Nazareth guy came into play.
Because yes, he did.
We were joking around that maybe someone could be 20, or should we go for 20 minutes? And we decided that it's basically not possible. Or would be down to luck. Right, so Greatest posted his 23 minutes or what it was.
Yep.
And then comes this guy.
Went to bed.
Right. Next morning, get up, and Alec Turner had just posted somewhere, well, you might want to take a look at this. And the new record was 17 minutes, 33?
No, like 50, I think.
17.
Something.
Basically 17 minutes and something.
Yeah.
So, in the evening, we got our favorite Scotsman and went down to the mountain again.
Keep in mind, by this time, the official event was already over. So Nazaroth got his 17:55 or something. I think he still got that on the evening before, so he got that submitted, I guess. So I'm pretty sure he will take the solo win there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just wanted to prove to myself that I can be as quick, because what we didn't try is actually take the direct route up the mountain. Like, just head straight for the plateau at the top and just try to manage the terrain. We always took a route that looked, traversable on the side somewhere. So, yeah, that evening we gave the direct route a go, and lo and behold, you can actually do it faster. And I managed a time of 17:20 or something. I don't remember. Yeah, 22, I think it was.
Which really should have been that. Nobody should have been able to beat it.
Should.
and I've overshot the mountain.
Nazaroth thought differently and had another go on that evening, and he managed a 16:22 seconds, which is a whole nother minute faster than I managed, and ridiculously impressive. You can watch that video. I think it's unlisted, so you would need the link. Maybe you can post it in chat so people can actually watch it later on, because it's quite bonkers. Like, that guy knows what he's doing. It's an almost perfect run, and that's exactly why I will have a incredibly hard time tonight beating that, but I will at least give it a few goes and see how I fare. Because I did make a few mistakes in my time, and he did take a slightly different route, so I will give that a go and see if it works better for me. But again, like, I watched his whole run, and there's very few things that I would have maybe done differently. So it really comes down to just getting a good run, getting lucky, not spinning out and stuff like that.
And that there in the distance, that is the mountain we're going up.
Yep, it is. So Sanderling, did you watch the run from Nazaroth?
I haven't had a chance to see it today, unfortunately.
What he basically did is he took a slightly left-ish route. Not completely on the ridgeline there on the left-hand side, but pretty exactly where I'm facing right now. From my position, roughly the 125-ish, 135-ish degrees of direction from here. That's where he basically had a right-hand turn, and he landed exactly on this little forward plateau at the top. I have no clue how he does that, because he has no... So somehow he manages to navigate it all on his own, find that tiny little plateau there on the top precisely. Absolute respect to the guy. Yeah, that's direction. Just slightly more right. He's just heading there, and then he does a very smooth right-hand turn while he's climbing the mountain. And once you're on the top, you will see that little forward plateau there, and that's exactly where he ended up.
So, from my point of view, Greatest and Sanderling are on the other side of the mountain, where the base camp is. But you can already see the finished plateau up there, which is really a very nice square area. Not as large as it looks.
It's not big, no.
No.
Nazaroth, sorry, Sanderling, you are below the ground for me, 20 kilometers.
That's a bit strange. I will reload.
It's a bit disconcerting. I might have to relock again as well, even though I do not see any floating rocks right now, at least.
No. Well, let me try first then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanderling did show as unknown for me as well, so...
Yeah, instancing the bane of any sort of community event that you're trying to do.
Now, I think we were rather lucky.
Yeah, we were indeed, but there's still some weirdness going on from time to time, even when you're in solo, really. So it's not only networking, it's also the game itself.
I mean, in this case, slopes of 70 degrees and more don't help.
No, it kind of pushes the envelope a bit.
Okay, I should be back in the instance.
I do not see you, but let me wing you.
Yeah, I got you. 20 clicks away. Okay.
There you are. Okay, you're at the top now. That works. So do you see that small little plateau up there? The tiny forward one?
Over towards where I am now?
Towards me. It's pretty much point from the main plateau. It's exactly in my direction, a little bit forward off the main surface, basically.
Down here?
I don't really see that precisely from down here. You'll see it. It's a little forward, a tiny little spot that's a bit forward, and it's also flat on top.
Oh, yes, it's not a large point.
No, it's very tiny. It's like one ship size or so.
And you can see there in the distance, there's Sanderling trying to light the way already, figuring out where to go. And in case you didn't notice, this is a steep mountain.
It is indeed.
It is indeed, because we are starting... Where are you starting? Down there somewhere.
Of course, we have nighttime right now, but that's no
Of course.
excuse because one, he did it at nighttime as well, and two, it's not really an issue because you don't really need to see that far ahead. Sometimes it helps when you kind of see where you're gonna land after a big jump, but you usually can't do too much about it anyhow, so you just roll with it. All right, Sendling, do you think you got a rough idea?
Well,
If
I
you're
haven't
heading
seen the
towards me
video,
right
so-
now, I think the actual route is a bit further to your right. I'm just gonna give it a go for now. You don't necessarily need to guide me for now. I'll just give it a blind go.
Okay, and I'll
And you
watch.
can kind of see where I'm going. I think I'll hit at least, you know, the general area of the route he took. And while I'm doing that, then you can kind of look for spots where I could improve my route and where, you know, it would be more, it would be better for me to go. So
Very
for
well.
the second run,
Right.
I may be improving a bit.
Okay. So you're doing a blind run? That means I can film you properly.
I will not take screenshots. I will actually try to record it this time around. With shadow play, so we'll see
Okay.
how that goes. Are you ready, gentlemen?
No. No.
Why not?
Because the ass is fucking slow.
Excuse me?
It is really, really slow.
There you go.
Just hope it can break in time.
Okay, you can always lethal break.
Crunch.
Well, unlike other people, I have bound my handbrake in the SRV at least.
Kolo, if you're watching this, he doesn't mean it. He's actually a quite nice guy.
Oh no, I do mean it. I do mean it. Totally.
Alright, I'm gonna start in 20 seconds.
Yep. Tell me when
Ready
you
or not?
when I should
Here I come.
switch my lights off, but I'll leave them on.
I'm starting
you
the
say
recording
so.
now.
Countdown, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't see my time. I guess go. There we
And
are.
he's off. Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Greatest racing across the surface of TDA, followed closely by Commander Senderling, and another guy in an asp who has no idea what he's doing. Basically, you're watching the world's greatest mountain climbing team, and me.
He's the sidekick.
Yeah, I'm here for the color commentary.
Frame rates aren't too great right now, but it's doable.
A little speck of light bouncing along the surface.
It's like a warm glow on a very cold night.
Yeah, it's a little firefly. Or a lantern in the night. Now we're getting into the crunch.
No, I'm trying to see you.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're getting into the foothills now, which may look like still even ground from the ship, but I think we are at, what, 30%? 30 degrees incline already? 40?
No, right here it's currently still flat, but it's
Really?
about to get steeper up ahead, yeah. Well, it's not exactly like 10 degrees or so. Whoop!
Another crunch, this time from Greatest. You know, as a camera ship, FA off would be probably better, but I can't do FA off like you, Thunderling.
Oh, well, you should just practice some more.
Yeah, I should. I really should. I will do. I tried the Okanura sprint in my hauler, and I will do it again with FA off. Ooh.
Oh, of course, I exactly hit that rock.
Crunch.
Well, I guess that's that try over. Well, not really, but
You can still see if you at least get the route up to the top.
yeah, that's. I'm not really going for the time right now, but every second counts in this. It really does.
Now we're getting into the mountain proper.
Now we're at like 40 degrees-ish.
Yeah. Just now from a ship you get a bit of a better perspective how steep the mountain actually is, because you're a bit further away. And this is already rather interesting what you're doing.
I hope I'm still somewhat en route-ish, because again I don't know it exactly.
You're just kind of approaching. Yeah, you're not quite at the base of this sharp cliff yet, but you're still on that foothill part coming up.
Yeah. This is a little pre-mountain, so to speak. And the gas giant looms overhead ominously. So, I've seen a lot of people, especially in Colo's stream, saying that they don't know how to get up these slopes, and the trick really is, and Greatest is much better at this than I am. To never stop, if at all possible, to always keep moving, you know, to keep your momentum going forward, and if possible, to actually use the SOV thrusters to fly up the mountain.
Well, that's the main way to do it,
that's
really.
the main way to do it, but you know, if you're not as proficient or lack confidence in pitching forward and thrusting,
I would argue though without
keep
using
the
them, it's
momentum.
almost impossible, because there are some steep parts and some very inaccessible parts that you actually kind of have to fly over.
There are these gorges on top and canyons on top where you have to jump over. At least those parts, yeah.
That was kind of a wrong turn I took there.
The problem in the SRV is that after a while it feels like you're driving on even ground, even though you're on a very steep slope. So you really have to pay attention to your, I can turn it on, to the inclination readout on your HUD, and really pitch forward towards the mountain. Whatever you do, you don't want to thrust away from the mountain.
Yeah. Because if you do that one too many times, you have lost. It's game over and it's tumble time. My frame rates are really suffering. It's not as good as it used to be.
So I turn my lights off. Would that help?
No, I don't think that's it. It might be
Okay.
me recording, but that usually doesn't, have any additional performance impact. Usually.
Well, blame it on Sanderling and his VR.
Yeah. Blame Sanderling.
That's alright. My fault.
No, I actually can't do that. I have to always blame Ascorbius. That's just tradition.
Hey, Hubdub is here. Hubdub is here again.
Hey, Hubdub.
Well, we did raise the £10,000, or rather, everyone did, from the Hutton Truckers and all the streamers on. Was it Sunday?
I kind of need one of you guys at the little plateau on top right now, please.
Gotcha.
We did raise the £10,000, the Hutton Truckers, so that was a success. But in an interesting turn of event, Greatest did this 23 minutes that you watched properly. And then, well, it escalated a bit because there was this guy that posted a 17 minutes, so we went at the mountain again, where Greatest managed to beat him by a couple of seconds, down to 17 minutes and
Well,
what
like
was it?
30 seconds. So
Yeah,
it was
17
somewhat
minutes,
significant.
17 minutes and 20 seconds.
20, yeah.
And we thought, well, that's it, nobody can go faster, but this guy came back and posted a 16 minutes time, so that's what we're currently trying to beat.
A good 16 minutes time.
Very good 16 minutes time.
16:22 to be exact.
Yeah, basically a whole minute faster than we did it.
Yep,
And that is just insane.
it is. It's quite bonkers.
So that small plateau, is it right near the very top, or is it halfway up kind of thing?
No, it's at the same height at the very top. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I think
And
there's...
I've already lost my momentum. Like I already cannot be as fast as he is anymore. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit the exact route. Again, I have no clue how he navigates, because
Well-
he seems to get the perfect terrain where he can always keep going, and if he can't boost, he has a little ledge to recharge the thrusters and then do another jump, and it's just perfectly smooth all the way up. It's incredible.
From my somewhat limited point of view, it still looks as if you're on the right way.
Yeah, if Sandling is at the little plateau on top right now, I am on the kind of the right way, but I'm also not, because obviously I'm doing something wrong right now because I'm way too slow. So, like, driving up here is not the way to do it. I did a quick calculation today. To even be able to make it, you need to make about 23-ish meters a second on average, maybe even more on average towards your target. So that's, including going vertically up whenever you have to. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I've already failed that because I'm sliding down right now.
Oh, that's why you
I
disappeared.
think I might have to go even further left. I'm not sure though, it's super hard to tell.
Yeah, but that was very nice what you just did. Coming between these little ledges. And the mountain is now very dark.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the almost gas giant eclipse. Ah, yeah, that's beautiful.
Let me see if I can get a bit of better view here. Maybe like this.
I'm just sitting on that small one.
I goofed. I tilted up too late and I bumped the mountain with my nose, and that means tumble.
Oh yeah. Your headlights are pointing in the wrong direction.
True.
Oh, there you go again.
Nope, not yet. Caught it, but that,
Yeah, I
again,
know.
it has to be a near perfect run to even have a chance.
It has to be. It really has to be. And I don't know how often he tried.
I have no clue, but he did it during the Scorbis live stream, because he actually recorded that in his, and so that was, I don't know, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour after my try, so I mean, I'm sure he tried several times before that, but he couldn't have more than one or two tries before that attempt where he topped me again.
Yeah, Tasumf, hey, 07, nice to see you here. We are currently watching Commander Greatest, fellow Bavarian, failing to climb a mountain in record time.
Yes, exactly.
But he's getting practice.
He is getting practice, yeah.
so it's not wasted time.
I just want to point out how far you've come already.
Yeah, I have come
Because
far.
in the current lighting you can't see the foot of the mountain from up here. It's that high up already.
I mean, he has all the tricks that I have as well. Like, he knows his stuff. He once he like spins out on the side of the mountain, and he did exactly what I just did. Then you basically save it by starting to thrust up and just use the spin out.
Yeah.
To just go further up and not slide down like I'm doing right now.
Yeah. The most amazing part is that he really did it on his own.
That is, I don't know. Again, I have no clue how he does.
I don't know if he has some overlay, an overlay like Edison. Yeah.
Possible, but I don't know. We would have to ask him. I mean, I wouldn't blame him if you do it on your own. Again, I don't know how he would do it, because navigating while you're on the side of the mountain in the SRV is super difficult. Like, you lose your bearings so quickly.
It's okay as long as you're on, a smooth slope like you are, more or less. But once you get to the upper parts,
one aspect. But the other aspect is that even like a small sort of spire on the side of the mountain can look like the peak to you, and you start heading for that, even though it's not the right direction to head towards. It is very difficult.
Maybe it's just a question of getting going, keeping going, and just responding very rapidly to what's in front of you.
Probably.
Just jump it.
Of course,
jump
you could also kind of go by the coordinates, but doing that while you're trying to climb the mountain, also very difficult. So I don't.
I just want to point out to viewers how much forward pitch Greatest has here when he flies up, because it's not. He's on a 70-degree slope, and he pitches all the way forward to almost, well, what feels like when you're in the SRV, like you're looking straight down, just to keep close to the mountain so it doesn't fall off.
Most of the time it's like even more than pointing down, because you kind of also want to go towards the mountain again. So it almost feels like you're thrusting towards the ground to stick to the mountain again.
The view reminds me of night diving. Yep, it's really a rather limited point of view. Myself, I'm reminded of mountain biking at night with the headlamp or climbing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem, because this mountain or this planet has about 30 minutes of daylight every cycle, and then 2 hours of night.
Great.
Yeah. Well, you didn't want this to be easy.
No.
No.
Wants that. Ooh, 24%.
Yeah, you still have
Repair soon.
40 seconds to go.
Great.
Yeah.
You're such a good
Come on.
motivator. Thank
Come
you.
on. Quit
I'm
quit
giving
messing
it a
around.
Very quick AFK here. I'll be back shortly.
Yeah, so
4 kilometers to Sandling even. Good lord.
well,
Like,
only
again.
have to average a kilometer, 1 kilometer in 10 seconds.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually
What?
gonna drive down the mountain from up top and try to get to know the route that way. I mean, yes, it will look completely different, but at least I get an idea of the kind of directions and inclinations I will encounter.
We didn't actually time it, because it has
Well, yeah, I did. I recorded, but...
No, the daylight.
Oh, no.
Daylight.
Oh.
This has a, where is it, orbital period 0.3 days, so it's, what is it, 0.3, 1/3, 8 hours. So yeah, it's basically luck whether you arrive in daylight or in nighttime. But so far, every time we've been here, it's been night.
I mean, it kind of works, again.
It kind of works, yeah. Hey,
I'm
the,
making
s-
a mess
the
of
sun
it.
is coming around. Like, around the gas giant.
I see it. Oh, that's not the way to do it.
Nope.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Do you want me to keep the stopwatch running?
Yeah, of course. Just getting an idea of this is always good, but
But you know, it's
Yeah,
daylight.
wait.
I'll get away from the mountain a bit, so we can actually see the slope you're climbing.
oh, I just reached a spire-ish thingy here. I should probably
And-
use that.
And the funny part is, this doesn't look like a spire from the ship. You're
Totally
just
is though.
somewhere in the mountainside with a kind of grease or
Well,
crease
now
or
I'm
groove
basically in the
front of
flat
you.
bit again. Like this terrain
Yeah.
here, I suddenly can climb a lot easier now.
I can see that. So
Only
yeah,
50 degrees.
only 50 degrees. So yeah, for the most part, this mountain varies between 50 and 60 degrees, but there's this huge steep stretch in the middle that has 70 degrees and more of inclination. And this is
I need to come up this little gorge here that's to my left right now.
yeah,
That's where I need to come up.
yeah. You basically stopped like 20 meters too early and went to the right.
Probably. Is Sanderling
It's
sitting
basically-
at the little plateau, or is he at the main plateau?
I think he's. I can look in a minute. Basically, at the point when you said you've hit that spire, you only had about 10 or 20 meters to go to get to this this flat part.
Hmm.
I'll get a quick look where Sanderling is.
But that's what I mean. Like I couldn't tell. It's just you can't see that well
Yeah.
when you're in the SRV. That's why you either need someone to tell you, or you need to absolutely know the mountain like your pocket.
Sanderling is at the small plateau.
Wow. Yeah, I'm already at like what, 21 minutes now?
19 and a half.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Landing gear deployed.
Go.
There's
Where
a
are you?
canister there.
I'll pick it up. Might be useful.
Probably not.
So you now have a bit of, well, flat but rough terrain ahead of you.
Whoa.
So, celebration spin, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I was excited for
Yeah.
having easier terrain now.
And then it gets steep for a short bit, and then you're basically at the top. This isn't the tallest mountain, Dasumph. It is a nasty one, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall is this mountain. I haven't
16-ish, I would say.
16-ish?
15-ish, maybe.
So
I'm not
about
sure.
six.
It depends from where you measure, really, because the terrain around it, it's not
Yeah.
the same height. But,
So let's
you know,
say
that kind of ballpark.
let's say around 15 kilometers. Very steep, but not very rough. It's mostly just steep but smooth. The tallest mountain, I suppose, would be Mount Everest, wouldn't it?
Again, it kind of depends on how you measure it, because there are planets with surfaces that are so crazy that you have like these huge canyons, and right next to it a huge mountain, and then
Yeah,
you
that
know,
doesn't count
big
because that's a
fire.
canyon.
But you know, as that what we kind of understand as being a mountain, like a mountain range,
Yeah.
in otherwise flat terrain, I think it's Mount Everest.
Yeah.
the biggest one.
So basically, Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the game, in my opinion, at least.
Other good sites. by
The
way,
peak,
are,
yeah, the peak of Mount Everest is above the altitude for drop from orbital cruise.
See, Sanderling, even that I messed up. Like, even though
Yeah.
I
yeah,
had
but
you
listen,
as
you're
a
going the wrong way. You could just go this way.
yeah, I know, but even though I had you as a beacon, I did not manage to actually hit
Ah.
that small plateau. That's what I mean.
And just to
Sorry, Pram. I was just going to say.
Just to complete it, yeah, sorry. The gravity on this planet is 0.07 g, which really makes this possible in the first place.
Yeah. And time.
22 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yep.
Dude, I could be that fast.
I'm going to have a look at this.
I have not seen you get anywhere near such times yet, so don't get cocky.
I only have tried the long way around.
We now have some daylight though, so I'm going to.
Yeah, I will actually recall my ship as well, because I want to have a look in daylight on the side of the mountain.
Other good mountain ranges are the TZ Arietis. I think is it 2C or 2D? One of the moons around one of the gas giants in TZ Arietis is a fantastic mountain with loads of really big mountains, 18-20 kilometer.
They're not too hard to find.
No, they're pretty easy. You just fly
if they're really big, you can even see them on the system map. If you spin the planet a bit, you see these pimples sticking out.
Yep. And obviously, everybody's favorite place, Punesh, juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even these mountains you can already see on the system map. There am I. So yeah. There are lots of tall mountains on this planet actually. But this mountain has this very nice flat plateau at the top.
Yeah.
Which is a very convenient way to mark the finish line.
Right, let's have a look.
I still think, great, this abutment, flying buttress properly done, is going to be quicker.
Alright, I want to land here. Like, he came exactly from that direction. So he came from here-ish. Yeah, this bit here. That's the path. Can you remember that, Sanderling?
Let me have a look. I'm
Where I
following
just
you
came
down.
from?
I'm following you down. Yep.
So this and this here is very steep. I don't exactly know. I probably just used some of these little nooks here to work his way up.
See, this where I am, slightly to your left.
Left, yeah.
This is the kind of flying buttress part I was talking about yesterday. You can see there are many points on here where you're able to get jumps. So I think this is...
I just don't know if after this part where you are right now, where if he came from the right-hand side or the left-hand side. I think from the right-ish here. I think he worked his way up here.
Okay, from this side.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But I think that's it. Yeah, I think, because I remember him jumping this bit here, this little ditch, and that's basically ground level already here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mountain doesn't seem so tall. Let
me
from
turn
a ship.
around and have a look from the bottom, so I can kind of remember that hopefully, because the start is somewhere over there, up ahead. So I need to make my way up across here.
Oh, the asp.
Yeah, the brakes on the asp aren't very capable.
Right. So along here, I can kind of see it now from here in the light. Up here, I have to somewhere jump over this, jump this, get a good run up.
Yeah, just...
And then...
I suggest
I think even a bit further to the left here. Yeah, a bit further to the left, even maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, too many turns won't be good.
It has to get up here though, because we have to kind of go towards the right a bit. I have to make this jump over here and land in this area here. And I think then it's already over to the right, right? That's the plateau over there. Is it? I'm not sure.
No, I think if you come down, see where I am now, Greg?
Hold on, I have to get my bearings, because even in the ship I'm losing them. No, that's the plateau here. I was already too far to the right again.
Yeah, this is my point. You gotta if you come down, you can see where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of hovering over a bit that sticks out.
Yeah, see it.
And this bit that sticks out, there are lots and lots and lots of points on this to jump from.
I just have to kind of stick to the left-hand side of that, because that's where the terrain in general is like... It doesn't get very steep in each specific point. It's very steep, but relatively the same inclination all the way up. It's
Because
like the smoothest route up on average.
When you did your 1722,
Mm-hmm.
you came this side.
Yeah.
Off the center. And if
Yeah,
you remember,
yeah.
on the way up, I was saying to you, try and come a little bit over. Come a little bit over. So
Yeah,
that
but
you're
even further. Like,
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna go down once more, and you try to remember that path, because I think I got it now. But again, like, even if I get the path perfect, I still have to get the run perfect as well. Alright, so... From here... Down, across here... Seems reasonable. Yep,
Mountain
good,
climbing.
that's good.
It's a science, even in a game.
Apparently it is. And then straight down here to where you are, but further to right centering. Not exactly where you are. I have to come down here, where I'm flying across right now. That's the line I have to take. Because see, I don't even have to pitch at all. I can just fly in a straight line because the inclination is very consistent in that area.
Okay.
Then just while you're making your way over to the starting area again, most people who aren't as proficient at this as Greatest and a few select other freaks will not try this direct approach. This is really just as the crow flies from start to finish. Most, including me, would have tried a bit further to the right, where the terrain is a bit less steep, I suppose. Which means you have a longer way and you have a couple of canyons and craters to jump over at the top. But that is manageable if you're already proficient at SRV driving and mountain climbing. If you really want an easy route, I suppose you can go from the starting area, head off in the opposite direction more or less, come up a very smooth slope on the far side of the mountain, and then just make your way along the ridge line to the finishing area. I think that is manageable for most everybody, but from what I heard, that people were still taking then like an hour and a half or 2 hours for this. So yeah, the journey is the destination in that instant.
I'm going to see here, Gray, so you have marker for your channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try.
To be honest, though, even my run up to the mountain wasn't that good. I made some mistakes there. In general, I don't quite have the speed. I don't know what it is. I really can't tell, but somehow I'm not.
Maybe
as fast as I
maybe you
should
need
be.
faster internet.
Yeah, probably. Okay. I'm actually already at the start. I parked right on top of it. Alright. I'll guess we just go again. At 21, 21, 21, I will go. Let's start recording.
Old man and his asp aren't there yet.
And go. Of course, it helps if your ship isn't parked next to you, so you can actually use your thrusters.
Details. However, you appear to be 8 kilometers below the surface for me.
I know, I'm just watching him fall through the planet as well.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. So that means you guys will not be able to help me. Unless one of you tries to relog real quick and see if that fixes it, and then the other one invites him into the wing again.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try.
You try first, okay.
I'll try first.
Yeah, instancing. Especially changing between ships and SRVs.
Seems to mess things up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably going
I have floating rocks we can abort.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it's
I will
you
not
are
go
the
even further.
you are the problem. Oh, very well.
Everyone is the problem.
Shall we just blame Ascorbius like everybody does?
Yeah.
Oh, at least I'm still where I was. That's fine.
So I suggest
annoying.
that we all just do a quick relog.
Yeah.
Just have done. Do you want me to relog again?
No,
should be fine.
So-
I think it's really just whenever I switch from the ship to the SRV, it
Yeah.
sometimes fuckers up. If I relog in the SRV, it's usually fine afterwards.
Yeah. So basically, this happens a lot, especially on or near tall mountains, that you have floating rocks that your SRV is sinking into the surface even for the commander driving it. And it's basically, I think somehow the LODs, the LODs, yeah, the LODs are messed up somehow. The terrain LODs.
I think it is, yeah.
So you need to basically exit to main menu and log into the game again.
Whee! Alright, I'm at the starting location. I think I am. Where am I? 3-8. Too far back. There it is. Yeah, there's some pretty heavy issues here. Quick relog.
Again.
I didn't yet.
Okay. Must be daylight. We had less problems at night.
Because we didn't see the issues, probably.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, sometimes on this mountain it's better to not see where you're going. Sanderling keeps tanking my frame rate.
Alright.
The stream
I'm
frame rate.
loaded in.
Well, I can cancel this cam. It's not
No,
doing
no,
much.
no. It will do more when you're guiding again.
I'm playing with my own shadow at the minute.
Not voice prime. When will you learn?
What?
You're sending me a voice request right now.
I don't want to.
Caller disconnected.
I know, but you're still doing it. We are professionals.
I'm
Don't try this at
professional.
home.
Yeah. These are professionally trained athletes. Hey, you're not falling through the ground. I approve.
That's a win. Alright.
I'm at 26.
Yeah, I guess so. And go.
Alright, and he's off again. Having failed to replicate his marvelous run from last Sunday and from yesterday, Greatest tries again.
Do you really have to like rub it in like that?
Yep, I really do.
Brian puts the lotion on the greatest. Smooth like honey butter.
Please no.
Gear deployed.
I told you
Chasing
yesterday.
you in his ass.
Yeah,
Oh god.
whatever it takes to get on the broadcast. Whatever it takes.
Someone is desperate.
Well, so far it looks good.
You had to say it, right? You
Yep.
just had to.
I'm sure you'll have no problems at all. I mean, all you have to do is, go really quickly up a mountain.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Not
I hadn't
crash.
noticed.
Not crash. It's very simple. 2 instructions. Go fast and don't crash.
Oh, I just thought of a way I could be even more visible when you get near.
Oh. If you run out of juice on your thrusters, it's really tense.
It is.
Because you suddenly can't control your point of impact anymore. And that's hairy.
Yeah, one thing about this way of driving or flying the SRV, you can only, try and go further. You can't slow down in air and come down short if you want to.
What you can also do sometimes, if you have some more air, is you can slightly correct your course to the left or to the right.
You can't do that.
Really, the best control you have is just trying to stay in air longer, so you hit the nicest spot, or you align your SRV first before hitting the ground. That's all you can do, pretty much. Everything else is just praying to not hit a rock or spin out. Well, there's actually a skill to it, but as I've watched Nazaroth, he definitely has that down. He knows exactly how to hit the ground to not spin out. It's just something that you learn by spending days in your SRV. It is really days.
And that's the fun part, that sometimes at these events people suddenly turn up that have, not really taken part in any buckyball race or something.
The first time I heard about Nazaroth was during Scorb's T9 race. That was the first time I heard about him, because he took part in that as well.
Yeah, but that was a T9 race, I mean...
but apparently he's into going fast, no matter what he's in. Appears like it.
Yeah.
Well, then there might be an event coming up, right, for what he wants.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna take part.
Yeah, I have a little something prepared for later on, when you're tired of trying.
I can imagine. Sandling, I'm gonna head right for you now. You're sitting in that little nook, right?
I am.
Excellent. Should be a good route to take then.
So you're almost done with the, this pre-mountain, this little hill in front of the mountain. There's a flat area coming up. And I think that's where you need to gather all the speed you have to get a good run in to the steep part. Yeah, the steep part, which is most of the mountain.
The steep part, it's right in front of you. You can't.
It's that 10-kilometer steep part. You can barely miss it.
Yeah.
If you can't see it, you might need to visit a professional.
Yeah. We need to use our categories again. Difficult bit and hard bit.
Yeah.
I'm currently working myself through difficult bits.
Well, that's okay. That's
Mostly
okay
because I have to get many jumps right. And I have to get them perfectly right.
Rock. Ooh, nice one. These rocks, when they come up in when they come up in your face in the SRV, they're really, really scary. You just pray that you're high enough in the air, because you don't really know.
And sometimes you have the syndrome of when you look at them, you will hit them.
Yeah.
Like, just try to not look at them and aim past them, then you might have a chance.
Yeah, because most of the time you'll instinctively just keep boosting and boosting to get over them, but distances are very difficult to judge on a monitor, so you'll hit them.
Sometimes it's actually better to touch down before them and then skip them.
Yeah, or on top of them. Well, that's
what I mean. Oh my god, this is longer than it looked from the ship. It really is.
Well, that's okay.
But Now
made
it's the little
made it
the little
over
gulch
this
here.
little. Yeah, that was very nice. You made it over this little crest.
The important part is the landing now, though, and that doesn't look too brilliant up ahead. Come on.
Oh,
Okay.
I think that was brilliant. Still brilliant. There's a rock in your way. Ooh. I think that was bloody brilliant.
It might have been.
6.5 minutes. How far do we still have to go, Sanderling?
You're 2.8 kilometers to me, and I don't know because I'm obviously holding position here.
That's okay.
Once I'm at your spot, Sanderling, I need you to follow the smoothest
Parallel.
inclination upwards and sit in the next nook that I have to hit.
Yep.
Thank you again, by the way, for doing this again with me.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's fun.
I don't know
Absolutely.
how many beers I owe you by now, but it's many.
A lot.
Honestly,
We should
I'm enjoying it as much as you are. You owe me nothing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
we should try to organize a beer care package with Bavarian beer.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not going to say no at that.
Just a bit. Yeah. Landed on the ledge. When I say ledge, it probably still has 50 degrees of inclination,
It
but
has.
yeah. But compared to the rest of the mountain, that's a nice, safe ledge. And there you are, Sanderling. I can see you, you know.
Yep, just watching Greg come up. Should have visual on me pretty soon. Actually, Prime, you can come to where I am and take over on that spot. So he's got a reference. If you
Okay.
face down the way towards him, you'll see.
This is not ideal terrain. I'm starting to slow down again.
Taking over.
I'm not sure where I have to go, so it's a bit smoother so I can get some run-ups going. That's the most important part.
Okay,
Let's see
once
where
you
this
once
jump
you
takes
reach me, you follow Sanderling.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Leapfrogging your spotters. Very nice. We're not talking very much, but this is very tense at the moment because this has a
I'm super focused right now, sorry.
this has a no, it's no problem. I mean, I'm the one who can actually has time to talk, but this is very 10 minutes now, so we have a real chance of getting to this this record.
So far, so good, but, you know, plenty can go wrong still.
Ooh, lots of canisters to your right.
It's too steep here. Whenever I touch down, I'm slowing down. That's not how it's supposed to go.
So I can have a look, but this is the channel you were on.
Yep.
Let's have another look.
Yeah, it might not be perfect then. I don't know. It looked like it's doable, but maybe I'm just missing all the good spots. I'm missing all the little spires that I would have to land on and get some run-ups.
Most of those are on that abutment part. Like I was talking
Yeah.
about.
To the right, on the other side of that groove, so not
Maybe
really.
that's the way to go. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're getting momentum again. That's okay.
You can make it towards me here. Oh no, that's coming very nicely.
Yeah. There we have a rock rat in its natural environment.
In the air? Oh, well. Oh no, I hit the nose! God damn it, I misjudged it. Hey, hold on, there's a little thing here, I can use that.
There's also an NPC asp landed at a very
I see it.
ambitious angle.
I
on the
cannot
mount.
get too close to that because that will actually deactivate my thrusters.
Great.
Yeah, I've deliberately come slightly to the side, and it is still quite. Come on.
Thanks, Asp. Appreciate it.
Do you want me to bump it off the mountain?
I can try.
Handling. Not moving one bit.
Alright, where do I have to go, boys?
Yep, keep following me.
I have a hard time seeing you, even.
No,
No!
What's to happen?
I tried to align myself better, and that cost me a boop. Alright, so still okay. Not perfect, but okay. There's
I'll get to the top to see how far you come.
Yeah, go on, go on. Can you go up to the plateau?
Yeah, on my way.
Yeah, please position yourself. I'm going to sandaling right now.
That's fine.
Looks a bit like I'm jumping into nothingness here, but
No,
alright.
no, just.
I hope that's still the right track.
I think it is, but
Oh, that's steep. Oh god. Oh god, what happened? Oh, I don't even know.
I think you've come too far to the left, actually.
shit.
Left?
But
Okay.
The problem is there's a perimeter zone. We're getting spawns on the.
I know. I just goofed, I
Skimmers and
spun
stuff.
out, and it's so steep here. I'm tipping over.
See if you can come this way then. I don't know if you'll be able to, but we can try.
The brakes on this ship. No, you're actually it's okay. You're not too far to the left. 4 kilometers to go.
Good. Okay.
That
Oh, come
is
on, I'm just messing up. I'm just hitting my nose all the time,
Just-
like a noob.
I don't understand. Friggin' trespass zone. Okay.
well. Next time on this stream, climbing a mountain while under fire from NPC skimmers.
That's like the third one or fourth one on the way up. See, I should
Quite busy here, yeah.
I should not have rammed that asp. Clearly, that's upset Cloud.
And your
Spirit of
dog.
the mountain got angry.
And my dog. He's not
And-
happy.
and your dog.
He's
Well, good news, you're 3.5 kilometers away. Bad news,
That
you
means
have
I'm already over time.
2 minutes left.
Oh, it's not too bad then.
No, it's very close.
Better than the first attempt, but
Yeah.
not gonna make it.
Might still be better than your last attempt. If you know, get into gear now.
No, I'm not getting into gear. Like, I'm saying, like, this is not... As soon as I hit some spots where I land in very steep terrain, I've basically lost, because that will instantly slow me down, and it's very hard to work your way out of there. It's not impossible, like, I'm still making my way up, it's just way too slow.
Yeah.
I need to hit all these little, like, ledges and spires where I can at least... you don't need much, like a few meters that you can just not have steep terrain, and that's
Yeah.
enough to get a little speed going and boost your way up the rest.
Well, the point is, once you've passed that bit where you are right now, which is arguably the steepest bit of the mountain, the going gets less steep. It's just rough, but you will jump over that very, very quickly. So it's hard to judge how good
Yeah,
your
I see.
time actually
Now
is,
I'm out of
because
it.
yeah, how good your time actually is, because you will speed up.
But not that much, though.
Not that much to beat Nazareth, no.
Because it's 3 kilometers to the small plateau, right?
No, 2.5 to the Finnish plateau.
Yeah. Finish?
Yep.
You're not sitting at the small one?
No. Should I?
Yeah, I thought, no, I'm not sure, because he went to the small one, but I was thinking maybe going directly to the big one is perhaps a bit faster. I don't know though. It's just a suspicion, a possibility.
I have a plan. I'm going to show you a route after this,
Okay.
right, that I
Yeah,
want
sure.
you to try, because I think it's a mistake tactically to try and emulate exactly Nazaroth's route. Because
Yeah.
even if you drove Nazaroth's route perfectly, you would be getting the same time as Nazaroth, and your goal is to beat Nazaroth. So you need to do a different route. I've been listening to you on all the points of your spires and stuff. So when you get up, park the SRV for a minute, and I will fly down, and you can watch on the stream through the camera thing. Although I may need to go and feed my dog.
Well, I have to go into the house, so I'll just fly behind you.
Okay. But I think from now you're pretty much cool all the way up to Prime.
Yeah. I mean, I've got visual on your SLV, so can't be that bad anymore.
That's it.
And when I say visual, I mean I occasionally see the headlights.
Yeah, it's cool. Right, I'm just going to quickly AFK for a second, sort out the dog.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back.
Feed the dog. How unprofessional, really.
Says the guy who has his whole stream muted last time.
No, I didn't have my whole stream muted, just you.
Yeah, the unimportant bits, right?
Yeah, of course.
Woo!
Well, it's a sub 20.
I would also like actually drive up the mountain and not forget
If
to
you
actually
if you
hit the gas.
don't explode, that would be a bonus.
Whoop, there we are. Overshot a bit, but that's alright.
Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
Boop.
18 minutes
Whatever that
33.
Well,
Well, it's
that's
sub
not good
20.
enough.
It's sub 20, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still slower than your attempt. Than your fastest
know.
attempt. So maybe Sanderling is right and just going up.
I will have to listen
That
to
road.
Senderling again because he just
Yeah.
has the view from up above. But again, like that makes Nazaroth's performance just so much more impressive.
Yeah.
Like, doing this all on your own and perfectly hitting all these jumps and spots that you have to navigate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
1843, says the Sumpf. Really? Did I mess it up? Well, it depends on an NPC pirate scanning me. Really? I can... Do I have some bio waste to drop for him? No. But 1843 is still an amazing time.
It's not bad.
No,
yeah.
1833. 33, yeah. Well, it's 18 something. It's an amazing time. I mean, my first attempt was around 1.5 hours. Then my solo attempt was like 45 minutes, and then together with Senderling and Greatest I did a 32 minutes. So yeah. And I'm damn proud of that one. 32 minutes up here.
That was solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Phew.
So I think
It's exhausting.
it's exhausting, which is why I think when Senderling comes back, because I want him to see this, we should have a short break, maybe have a little something playing,
Maybe.
a little announcement. That's a good point. The Sumpf suggests if we could, you know, do a testing in the middle part. If there's some way where you could land your... Yeah, the problem is getting the SRV to that middle part.
What do you mean middle part?
Where you get stuck every time. Where you say you slow
Oh.
down.
Well, yeah, the only way to do that is to drop down from up above, because you can't land your ship there. You can't touch down.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm like the thing is,
small ship.
I think I'm in the wrong spot. Like, I came up. I'm not sure. No, the steep bit was. Hold on. I think where I was struggling was right below you right now.
Yeah.
Like, once I crossed this kind of ridgeline here, I was okay. But the struggling bit was beyond this point. And I do not know how to navigate that better, because it's just steep everywhere.
Yes, Hello Jones.
I
Aside, it could land there probably, but Kratos has to show off in his crate.
Yeah, the crate is a bit bigger. That's not gonna fit.
No. And you can do this hover boarding stuff, but not hover deploy.
No, you can't do like a parachute drop in your SRV because there's no air. I mean, I would be fine. I would love actually. I would love that if you could just deploy your SRV at any point wherever you are in your ship, and then just deal with whatever happens. You know, if you drop like 30 kilometers in the air, up above the surface, you'll just have to deal with it. I would love that.
Yeah, NPCs can land an asp there. So yeah, NPCs are cheating bastards, obviously.
You haven't noticed by now?
No.
They can do things that are impossible.
What's this vulture doing there now?
There is the... What's that?
What are all these NPC ships doing here now suddenly? What?
Oh yeah, that's the installation. Look at that! Like, the bunker or the tower, whatever that is, the little turret, is like sideways in the mountain because it's so steep where that thing is.
Let me take a look.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, I'm back. Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's an installation. Perimeter alert, of course. Yeah.
Totally working as intended.
Oh, see perimeter. There we go. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Oh wait, there. Yes, I do. Yeah, that just doesn't look healthy, does it? Look at it.
No, it doesn't. So, Sanderling.
Okay,
I was just saying before we get on with it, because this was an intense hour and a half of driving up this mountain. We should have a little 2-minute break, because I have finally finished something that I think you would be very interested in seeing.
Oh, that sounds tempting.
That sounds tempting, because, you know, this race was supposed to be, according to buckyballers at least, the final race of the season. Because Alex said there's no more races because, you know, time issues and something. And I think if I get the right thingy here, I think he might be wrong about that.
Okay, telling me interested.
Yeah, watch the stream.
Oh, hang on. That's hard to hear, but I lifted it off, so yeah.
Flight assist off.
So there we are. December, Speed Bowl 2. Details will be available on the forum very soon, along with the trailer released on YouTube. If you fancy going really, really fast while flying very, very low and hitting a very, very small target, this is for you. Speedball 2 looks fun. Oh, it is fun. I can assure you, it is fun. Basically, we are breaking the physics of the game.
I only have a rough idea how it works, and it's super impressive.
I'm
It is.
just gonna try one little thing. Since you've inspired me a little bit now. So the max speed of this site is 745. Yeah. Let me get a bit of altitude going here.
Oh, he's demonstrating. He's demonstrating. I want to point out, while Senderling climbs for altitude, the Senderling broke 30,000 meters per second in normal space without supercruise.
32,000.
32,000. Yeah, basically you went supercruise in normal space.
So like 10% of the speed of light, as you do.
Yes.
No,
As
hold
you
on.
do.
No, that's meters per second. So it's
Meters
more
per
like
second.
1% of the speed of light. Hey, but still, that's
Yeah,
relativistic right there.
Yeah, but he did this 1 kilometer above the surface of a planet.
Right, let's see. I don't know. 0.7, 0.6 G is not that significant, but
No.
we'll see if it'll bowl. Right, there we go.
Well, you can gain a couple of meters per second on your normal top speed.
Is it gonna come on? Yeah, it's going up really slow here.
Yeah.
But there's 750. We've got at least 5 on it. No, we'll just keep it. Right, now.
It's just bloody fast. Well, your ship is bloody fast in the first place, but...
But now we're just going to have to slightly almost kill myself. Now, let's see. See how fast you can get down here, yeah?
I wish I had brought my hauler.
Does that count as ludicrous speeds?
No. No.
That's not even near.
When you're still only in the 3-figure range instead of the 4-figure range, you're not fast.
That's noob territory, right?
Yeah. That's warming up the engines. Not even that.
Alright, boys. The sun's going down.
Okay,
Great.
let's-
You were better in the dark anyway.
Yeah, that's probably true. This
Hey, but
bloody ass was parked right in the way. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
it is grim. We need to reload just to get rid of the damn. Because this is the route that I was going to suggest you take.
If I kill the shields, I'm gonna kill him just by booping him.
Clean though.
Woo! Oh, I might kill myself here. Woohoo! That was cool.
Doesn't anyone here have weapons?
I do. I could shoot him. But booping is more fun. And do I get a bounty for booping him to death? Probably as well, right?
Yeah. But I got a bounty on the ship anyway, so...
You give the final boop.
Yeah.
So, great idea. Let me show you.
He's almost dead. Please finish him off.
You fight a good fight. Really.
Find a good fight.
Oh, 7%. 3, 2. Come on, there he goes.
Really? Because he's still sitting there for me.
No,
2%.
And his fields are coming back up.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are. There he goes. I got a claim? Oh, he was wanted!
Hey, great! We did a good thing!
Yeah.
We did a good thing! Ladies and gentlemen, success!
Come here and get paid. Right, we're losing light, so this is becoming
Yeah.
That's
dangerous
okay.
now.
Yeah.
But I want to show you this
Mm-hmm. Where are you?
Bumping for bounty. Yeah. Right. Basically, this mountain climb was one big ploy just to lure this criminal out of hiding.
Right. Basically,
Where are you? Down there. Okay.
right. So if you're directly behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last run you did, you were over here.
Yeah, and I thought that was actually the right way to do it, but I see what
Okay.
you mean now, because
Right.
on here in the middle we have these little...
Lumps and bumps and bumps.
Yeah.
And the time
Yep.
before, when you did 1733, you came this side of it.
So I missed it twice.
You made it to- So my suggestion is you use this thing
Yeah,
because there is just so much.
I'm
point
pretty
to
sure
jump
that's the
from.
way to do it. Alright, let's do it. Let's not keep talking. Let's use
Okay.
the last bit of light we get. It's gonna be easier for you to find the way.
And we have a bit more to see on the screen.
That as well, yeah. True.
Everyone is faster than me.
Just have to find the landing spot again.
Oh, okay.
So-
My daughter Grace here, she's wishing you the best of luck, Grace.
Oh, thank you.
That's
You
lovely.
If you listen in the headphone here, Grace, then you can say good.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's cute.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Sweet
See you
dreams.
in the morning.
So, greatest, you're aware if you
Yes.
fail now, you have also not only disappointed Sanderling and me, but also
Yeah,
a little
come
kid.
on, let's keep the pressure up, right? No worries.
Oh, she'll ask me, did you do it?
Yeah, I know. Oh, you... I appreciate it.
As my boss would say, that's positive stress.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Totally positive.
Yep.
You know, it was interesting today at work. I was talking to a colleague, you know, and they were saying, "Oh, how was your weekend?" I said, "Oh, I was participating in a fundraiser online." You know. Oh, and what was that about then? So I was explaining how the Hutton truckers were actually walking up Mount Teide in Tenerife, and whilst they were doing that, I was flying a spaceship, shining light on a cliff.
I'm gonna start right away, by the way. Because, we have floating rocks. I'm not starting
Okay.
right away.
Okay.
Relog.
While you're relogging, Hoptop says, do it for the little kid. Don't let her down. Her hopes on your shoulders. Nicely put.
I really appreciate your help, guys. My god.
Oh, she's gonna get such a kick out of this in the morning.
Yeah.
People on the stream heard you say that, and then the pressure kicked in.
Ah.
1622 is just such a
It
ridiculously
is a
fast
tall
time.
order. I mean, from the 2 tries today, you just see how lucky you were yesterday with that 17 minutes.
I know, yeah, that was a good run, and we did take a different route. But, you know, just if you watch his run, again, he has 2 very minor spin outs where he stops for maybe like, I don't know, 5 seconds or so, and then he keeps going again. Apart from that, he was constantly on the move. You know, sometimes a bit slower, but never really slow. Like, he never crawled up the mountain.
Yeah.
He just, you know, took a little run up, maybe positioned himself a bit more, and then he went again.
He got
that's the
immediately
crazy thing.
immediately gets going again.
Yeah. Just non-stop progress. And that's how you do it. Alright.
Oh, there you are.
I'm
Shall I send you a voice request?
a voice request. Yeah, please.
There you are.
Alright, and 2202 we'll start.
2202. Very nice.
Okay, let's have a look down. We're gonna jump.
And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Third time's the charm. I will keep following you and filming you until I have to switch places for sandling or something.
Yeah, I'm coming down low so I can try and guide you in on the best jumpy routes.
Okay.
As it were.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer staying with Gratis as long as possible, because if I'm just sitting at the
Oh,
top, there's
do
nothing
that.
to see.
Film
But
him and well, I'm going to try and guide him up
Okay.
manually this time.
Okay.
So that seemed to work on the 17.
yeah. And I don't know how you're doing the sandling. You know, flying FA off backwards up the mountain with the right slope. So incredible.
It's flying by feeling, you know.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
there's another meter of space to go.
Yeah, I mean, the side is a solid block of metal, as I've already said. So
And yours is engineered as well, right?
Oh
Heavily.
yes.
Because your shields are beefy as well.
They're
what I've
just,
seen.
yeah, they're just fast charged bi-weaves, and it's got some armor on it. Actually, I dumped one of them because I had to bring a fuel
A
scoop.
feisty little one, is it?
Yeah, it's got 516 hull,
Not bad.
and it does 745, which is the important stat. But I think when you're, I mean, I suppose it is something about the control. One, VR is a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Secondly, flying dual stick, and being 100% FA off. It just makes it. Don't get me wrong. It took a lot of practice, but eventually you just fly completely intuitively. You're just looking
Yeah.
around, and you just.
Yeah.
it's more natural, I
where you want
suppose.
to go.
Can imagine, and I'm jealous because
Yeah.
I am far from that good. Far
Yeah.
from it.
One of these days I'll have to try. But
I
like
have
I
a HOTAS, but I just can't really do it.
yeah, I could do it with the controller maybe, but I'll have to lose like weapons or something.
Well, I'm one of the discords I'm on. Group I'm part of is Newton's Gambit, which
Yeah.
is an FA off community, and it's
Yeah.
it's really good for joining it. In terms of getting tips, tricks.
I love
there's
the name.
videos. It's a good community of people whose sole interest really is flying FA off, and everybody has different kind of control mechanisms. I know one guy who has a joystick in his right hand and has a sideways mounted gamepad with the two analog sticks on his left.
What?
Why not?
Breaks my noodle as well. I have no idea.
Why not? Oh yeah, I'll have to ask around if there are some gamepad people that fly FA off. Also, I hope you get some of them to compete in the Speedball, of course, because that's also a very nice introduction to FA off.
There's a few of them definitely interested in that kind of stuff. I may have been slightly spreading the word, so not about Speedball, but about the mechanic and how to do it.
Yeah. Okay, you're finishing with this pre-mountain again, with this foothill. Also,
Just have a very quick-
for the stream, Gratus is still heading more or less straight to the plateau, and the easy route would see going to the right here with the smoother slopes, which aren't as steep. Long way around. Mind you, they are still steep and tricky to navigate, but not
I want a
as
little-
stupidly steep.
on a little flat bit here for Grade to aim at, so we can. Actually, do you know what? It is actually flat. Flat.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going to let me land. No way in there.
That
So
would
landed
have that would have
So-
been a part where you could have started, partial runs to see where you go. But anyway.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait here.
I think I
for
came
Ray.
exactly past that little nudge in my run before. Like I think I was like within a meter of my previous route in that spot just then.
Yeah, the big rocks are very familiar looking.
Alright, Senderling, I'm coming up on you slowly here.
Yep.
Where to next?
I'll fly it, don't worry. You just aim for this part. Okay, from there, I'm gonna come in this way. Just basically try and keep it as airborne. Go for altitude here because you're climbing as well, yeah? So you've got a bit of a jump there.
Nice little ramp.
Whoop! I overspun that one a bit.
There's a lot of pitch, yeah.
Yeah. This is the...
Angle a little bit to your right. A little bit, just a little bit.
This is the tricky
go.
bit when you get from these slopes and you don't get off exactly, you know, not pitched flat, but rolled. If you roll during the takeoff, that's very hard. And now you're into the steep bit, more or less.
Not yet. There's something here.
Yeah.
No,
Yep, you want to come
Where to next, Zenling?
on towards me? Yep, towards me. I've flown ahead. So you're going to want to come. And then there's
Probably
another-
turn my headlights to full beam. That would help.
it might.
There is a. I'm on a kind of flat air part, so you should be able to use this for a run up, and you should be able to use it.
Problem is, I can't quite get there with one go, and I am run out of juice. That's gonna be tricky here.
Okay.
Oh,
No, you're okay. You're okay.
almost. But yeah, I think I'm okay. Just a little spin out, nothing major.
As long as your headlights are pointing to the top of the mountain, that's okay.
Where I am is kind of flat. Prime, if you you should be able to come up and see.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a flat bit coming up. Very nice.
Yep, and then from there you're going to have to try and make it to. Shit, we need to get on this middle part, and we can't do that. Okay, you are going to have to make a turn, Grey.
Okay, just go ahead.
All right, yeah, just keep coming towards me up here. And we're going to aim for this spot here. Where I have illuminated. Then we need to make a bit of a left. Okay, you're on the way there.
Are we doing serpentines here?
Little bit, serpentine, serpentine.
No, not really.
Yeah. Right, there's a rock there you can aim at. Okay, good. And then
It's just
from there,
following the natural curve of the
No!
mountain.
Oh, I had so much speed and I just lost it. No!
Oh shit!
You're
just
okay.
before
It's
the
getting a
rock.
bit. It's getting less steep here.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's
I'll
okay.
just do a good run up here.
Here,
Where
here.
do I have to go to Centerlink?
Right, come to the rock and then aim my angle. My angle over here. And you're coming over here. So you have to get out. That's a crevice, and you want to get over onto the lump part now. So this is us
Right.
transitioning over to that block that sticks out.
Roger that.
Yep. Because you couldn't come up right directly up it because there's an overhang. So, okay. And then, oh, great, I'm a trespasser. Yeah, aim for the skimmers. Perfect.
Well, I don't see skimmers, mate.
Okay, never mind.
I
Aim
see
for
mountain most of the time.
Yeah, aim for me.
Oh,
aim
that's
for
super
me.
steep here. Woo!
There's a flat part-ish here.
I think I missed the flat part
Yeah,
down
come
below again.
come directly to where I am. You've got a flat one.
At least I'm making some height, I guess.
Yes, you are. Okay, and so from there,
To where?
here.
The flat part. Just zoomed out a bit because we have daylight down on the planet. On the surface, this mountainside is in shadow, and it looks marvelous.
If you can make
I'm
it
down
up
to
towards me.
25% already on the hull again. Why?
Jesus.
How? My god. Gonna have to do a repair this time around, probably.
Prime, can you?
And I'm being slow again.
Yep, sorry.
It's okay.
Here should be, if you can get into this groove.
Groovy.
Prime, yeah. Prime, can you take this just an illuminate here for just for a second for Grey? No, perfect. Actually, here is where you're in. If you can get to here, we're laughing. Then all the jumps are pretty much intuitive. And this is a flatter part as well. But that is a nasty jump that you've got to get up there. Man, I hope you can make that.
Nah,
I'm just
that should be okay, that jump. If we can make it to the start of the
part where
jump, yeah.
Because Prime, if you look up from behind me, you'll be able to see up the cliff, and you'll be able to you can see how there's all spires and stuff, and that you can
Yeah.
begin to make jumps from.
Yeah.
Where to go?
Here, towards me. Just keep following me. I'm literally flying a path ahead. Okay.
It's like a ski jump, just in the other direction.
Yep.
This is hard focus work currently. I mean, I'm just sitting here filming, but
That was not good. That was not good. I'm in the steep parts again, being slow.
yeah.
Damn.
It's like, it's not like direction is one part, but you also kind of have to time your jumps perfectly. Sometimes even make shorter jumps to, you know, hit these nooks again and do the next jump proper. Because right now that's not helping at all, and I do not know how to do this properly. Because when you thrust up, you have to look so far down that you don't really see. Like even if I look up with my camera, like leave my SRE pointed downward, look up through the top glass. Like even then, sometimes I can properly see where I'm going.
Yeah. I know that because most of the time you either have the ground or like the rock face just so close to your cockpit, don't see anything.
And there's this big bloody, like all these ribs in the way on top as well. They don't help.
I mean, just to show the viewers what Greatest sees most of the time, I'll just... What Greatest basically does is fly up the mountain.
Yeah, sorry, that I'm
like
not gonna
this.
make it up here.
This is
Find a different
this is
spot.
what Greatest sees all the time.
Let's have a look. Bugger.
Yeah, this works now. I got some speed.
Cool. Come this way.
Flat bit. Flattish bit.
Yeah, he's going straight though. That's the. Oh, nicely done. Actually, yeah, if you land right here, now that might work. See if you can make it up to here.
There's a tear in the mountain where you can see through the planet.
Yeah.
The
And
mountain's a lie.
Yeah, obviously.
Now, if you can make it to this part, actually, where you're going, come up this way.
I need to be able to plan a little bit further ahead, Sunderling, because
Yeah, no problem.
like once I'm in midair, I can't do much. I need basically before I'm landing, I already need to know where I need to jump next.
Yep. I'm much further ahead now. I'm half a click ahead.
I don't want to sound like I'm being rude or criticizing
No.
you. It's just
No. I mean, God, you're the one doing the hard work. There's at least a couple of runs in a
And-
direct line up towards me here.
And people, Greatest is doing this with keyboard and mouse.
I don't actually know how Nezeroth controls his SRP.
Yeah. I think I know what these teleport spots are. That could be these tears in the terrain. So you don't want to
Yeah,
go
but
over...
sometimes you don't see them.
Yeah, I see them, and you don't want to go over to your right.
Cool.
When did we start? I didn't even watch. 22:02, right? So we're already coming up on the 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This way.
Well, I mean, 3 attempts. I mean, if it can't be done, then it can't be done.
Yeah, as I said, it might very well be unbeatable because it was a nearly perfect run.
You just have to remind yourself, you're not even beating your own time.
I know, because it's a new route.
Yeah.
Guys, I think after this run,
Okay, thank you, mate.
Yeah.
I think no. I was gonna
What?
say I might go and get an SRV and try this myself.
Ooh!
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh!
of course, yes.
Yes,
Please do.
mate.
That'll
I
give
will
you
gla-
that'll give you a very proper.
I will
Just
gladly
so
do
that-
the spotting for you in turn.
Just so that people see how hard this is, because Greatest makes it look very, very easy.
Am I? Doesn't
Yes.
feel like it right now.
Yes, no, you are. You totally are making this look easy because you're still doing sub 20 times. You're talking, you're joking all the way. You're flying, and you haven't really even spun out yet, or slid down the mountain or anything. I mean, I thought I did a very solid drive on Sunday with my 30 minutes, and I mean I did, but still. This is really hard work, and you only really notice it when you see someone who's good but not as proficient do it. I mean, look at Kolo's stream where there were people exploding their SRVs left, right and center every 10 minutes.
That's gonna be me. I'll be impressed if I even make the base off the cliff.
This is abysmal right now.
Yeah, no. I am sorry.
No, again, totally not your fault. Again, you are our bonus for me.
Yeah.
Because I have to measure against the guy who did this all on his own. In mysterious ways.
What Greatest is saying that even with 2 spotters he can't do that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I could probably do it, but again, I have to...
I mean, you have 1
You
spotter
have to have the
currently.
perfect run. Like,
Yeah.
you probably can't even plan your route that precisely. Or you
I
have
guess
to be
it's
really good at it.
I guess it's like some other races. I mean, the Speedball, for example, or the Okanura or something. I guess he knows at which time he has to be where and just aborts the run if he's not making the time he wants.
Probably. But even then, like, you just have to hit every jump perfectly and then also judge the jump right, so you get the distance right and you hit the next plateau where you can, so you can do the next big jump properly and don't land in a steep spot where you're struggling.
Yeah, but you're
He did
you're
that
past
so
you're
well.
past the steep. You're past the steep
I
part
know,
now.
now it's
Yeah.
it's basically easy sailing here, but
Yeah, you're two clicks from the top, basically. 2.8 from 2.4 from the small part. No, 2.2.
I'm still not being fast though. That's the point.
Nope,
Like,
you're slower than your last.
that's why you said at the beginning. Once you lose your momentum, you've almost lost already because it's very hard to pick that up again.
Yep. It's really not how fast you can go, but how slow you can avoid going.
That's why these landings are so important. You have to, like here, you have to hit like one of these down slopes and use that to get some speed up like that, and then you can do some proper jumps like this.
Really, because from my point of view, that looked like a massive crash.
Well, it kind of was, but it's still allowed to.
Sometimes it works out that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll go and pick up an SRV then. That's you at the top.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Shall I park at the plateau, or can you make it on your from here on your own?
No, you... Oh, yeah.
Man, Greatest.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Well, I don't know where the plateau is. I'm just going up.
Okay, so I'll park there. While Sanderling gets his... Does he
Source of
even...
embarrassment, yes.
Source of embarrassment. Well, you might want to go a little bit to your left, but other than that, you're on perfect course.
Oh, I see.
I'm parked at the main plateau, yeah. Oh, there you are already.
Landing gear retracted.
I just missed it, of course.
Yep.
And there we are. Woo!
Landing gear deployed.
The sole amount of SRV experience I have is in...
Oh, and I'm going off again. Bye.
Well, it was 21 minutes anyway. So let's compare. Over in... Where is it? Ah, status. Status, you have your statistics. And all the way down there is exploration. Now I'll start. I have SOV distance traveled 8.07 megameters. Greatest. How much do you have?
Hold on, I have to find it first. Statistics. Exploration 4.
Okay, greatest when full robot. I think he was going to say 14 point something megameters.
14.2, yeah.
14.2.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
My
so
internet.
Sanderling.
Okay, you can see mine on my... Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's a bit small, so maybe you can read it out. For our
3.29.
megameters.
3.29.
Yeah,
Yes.
but megameters at least.
No, yes, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. Well, it could be
But that's-
kilometers, which would be very entertaining for us.
Well, I wouldn't have collected many materials by that.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, more than half of that came from driving around Mitterrand Hollow, so
Oh, no,
Yeah.
for sure. Circumnavigators.
yeah. And I
For
think
me, it was actually less than 10% that came from my planetary circumnavigation because my planet was smaller.
yeah.
I'm just approaching a dock here. It'll just be a sec.
Landing gear retracted.
So
This is where I fluff up my FA off docking. I'm actually on stream.
But FA off docking, do you still have the rotational correction? Or do you have to do that as well?
It's on. I'll turn it off.
Okay.
Shouldn't think it'll matter very much. Okay, so FA off, rotational off. Yeah.
So
It doesn't.
tomorrow,
I think it doesn't make any difference.
So-
Sorry.
greatest, just so you know, tomorrow a little child will be very, very sad and disappointed. It will all be your fault.
I have not completely given up yet. It's just I don't really know how.
Yeah.
Like, I know I could physically do it. I know I have like the technique. And
Yeah, I mean the 17 minutes
do
is just 1
It's
minute
just-
off. Basically,
it's just
if
the navigation around it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. Like
Navigation
I have
and
the
bit of
technique now
luck.
to do the jump and to you know hit the landings in the right way. That's not the
Yeah.
problem. It's just knowing where to go and how far to jump, and you know knowing exactly where you have to jump. Where that's the issue. And I just don't know how. I have no clue.
yeah, the thing is, if you take your 70 minutes 22 and like eliminate a couple of spins and slides you had during that run, I think you would have been just as fast.
I don't think it would have been enough, to be honest. I don't think that would be a whole minute that I could save there with a perfect run with my route.
Yeah, but
I'm
maybe
pretty
in the
sure
16s. Because that's just...
Yeah, maybe in the 16s, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back.
Okay.
I'm slow. I only have a boost speed of 700.
Slow. I can change my camera angle, yeah. I have free look basically in cockpit.
Let's go down to the starting position.
Oh, this is going to be really embarrassing.
Yeah, the problem is just how you do that free cam mode. I don't know how Greatest does it. I have mounted to mouse. I mean, Sanderling is in VR. Yes, yeah. Sanderling with VR does have an advantage really as SOV pilot, because he can just
Except
look where
for
he's
that
going.
Get sick very easily in the SRV in VR.
Yeah, but he's
I
an.
mean, I could manage. I tried it at Scorp's place once. I did not get sick, fortunately, but it's not a given.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, when my eye tracker was working, that was a huge advantage because I could just look up to the screen and the
Yeah.
view would change, and
What I have
because
to
you
do
have
right
some
now
control
is
bound to camera.
click my middle mouse wheel,
Yeah.
my middle mouse wheel, and that changes my, my pitch control of the SRV
Yeah.
to look around.
Yeah, so
So
basically,
whenever I look around, I cannot correct my
Yeah.
pitch.
yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I can do that because I have also free look on mouse.
Wait,
But-
what was the starting location?
Minus
39.63
39.
and
It doesn't really matter, guys.
Yeah,
81 or 82?
82.
82.38, right there.
But I also have to take one hand off the controls to move the camera. So yeah, as long as you have head tracker, eye tracker, or VR, it's rather easy. But if you don't, then it's a problem controlling your ship area SRV or your SRV while changing camera.
Oh,
And I think when
What?
Sanderling has exploded, I'll call it a day.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
And it won't be long. I can pretty much guarantee it.
You'd be surprised how sturdy these SRVs are. So
So straight
greatest,
to my location.
I don't even
greatest, shall we drive along or shall we fly along?
I don't think I want to drive right now.
Okay.
I need a break, so I'll fly. You can drive if you want to.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a better view if I fly, but
You fly.
No, it's gonna be fun when you drive.
okay.
I'm gonna have to juggle you both.
Yeah, I'm not going for the top. I'm just driving along Sanderling.
It's gonna be grim.
Landing gear deployed.
I might do another solo run sometime, but I'm not awake enough to do a real run. I don't care about mission critical messages right now. Seriously.
I don't even know how much synth I have for. Do I have any?
I'll
Or
turn
maybe I can't see until I'm in it.
game volume down
it's
a
all the way
tiny
at the
bit.
bottom. If you scroll down in synthesis, you will see the SRE ones. As long as you're in the ship.
I don't think I have any synth. So that's going to make things even more fun, isn't it?
Well, I didn't need any.
There we go then. Oh, this is going to be hilarious.
Starting point is somewhere right behind my ship.
The mountain looks larger from an SRV. Just want to point that out. And there's Sanderling.
Gear down, thank you.
Clonk.
Okay.
Well, this is
I
going to be
love
fun.
how it lifts its legs to let the SRV out.
Yeah. It looks especially funny on the Diamondback Explorer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, damn, this thing is tiny.
All right.
Huh. It looks different.
It does.
It does, right? Right, should I roughly lead you to which route do you guys want to take?
Fine, I don't know. I'm just gonna drive up it. I'm gonna explode anyway. Who cares? Here we go.
If you need any directions from me, let me know. I'll just tag along and enjoy the show.
The thing is, Sanderling isn't actually as slow as he always says in the SRV.
Nope, so far so good.
And of course there had to be rocks. Critical update, I don't...
He's leaving you in the dust, Primetime.
Yeah, no.
Except when he's not.
See, this is it. Everything just... Oh man, it makes you feel a bit spinny heavy. Damn. Keeping this thing under control is not easy.
Yep.
I really miss y'all. So much.
Yeah, you can't yaw in the SRV, so how you do it is you roll and then you pitch. But of course that also means you have to time it with your air time, because if you roll and then you hit the ground, that's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, basically you pitch down to straight down 90 degrees. If you have the time.
Just take it nice. Since I'm already at 74%. That would be backwards.
Oh, this is fine.
It's one way to do
And
it.
I'm in the floor.
Oh, yeah, floaty rock syndrome.
Like actually in the floor.
Yep, that's floaty rock syndrome.
Yep, me as well.
Guess it's a relog for both of you.
It
Oh, no,
is.
it seems to have recovered.
Possible,
No,
but
no,
unlikely. Yeah, I see you ditching below the floor.
Oh, and my hull integrity just massively dropped to 24% for no reason.
Yep.
Okay, reload.
Alright, quick relog.
And they're gone.
Oh, we'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah. The thing is, the SRV, especially in VR, is really tanking the frame rate as well.
Yeah, should I turn my lights off? That might help a bit.
It might.
If
We
your
can
lights
try
light is
that.
enough.
We can try that. I mean, it's not tanking my frame rate, it's tanking the stream, so... I mean, I could... Oh, there you are, Sanderling.
You might want to use their lights.
Yep, I'm thinking.
especially since that'll allow me to actually see you guys.
Oh, right.
The big thing is though, because that hole, I don't know why that my hole down to that 24% has really messed things up.
24%. I thought
Yeah,
you.
no,
I thought you
so
meant
I
it.
dropped
it
to the
you,
ground.
you. Yeah, I thought you meant it brought it down by 24%.
No,
Nope.
it got me to 24%.
It was a 50% hit, so I'm calling that netcode glitch, and you guys are below ground to my end.
Oh, no,
Now
it's
that
not
is your
being,
problem now.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind. I just hope you guys are not having
Because
trouble.
no, I can see Sanderling floating along quite fine.
Excellent.
That's annoying though, because I had hoped that I would actually make the base of the cliff at least.
Don't worry just yet. You'll fine. He's 50%. It's a weird thing. I don't know why it happens. Certainly something with instancing,
Yeah.
but usually they don't happen very often. Like I was down to 25% halfway up the mountain, and I arrived with 75%. So it's not guaranteed that you'll actually, you know, take any further damage. Just try to make clean landings, and you should be fine.
Should do my best. No.
I saw that.
Well, you're still at 19%, and you're
I am at
almost
19%.
you're almost at the mountain.
Better than expected, then. Better than expected.
Well, yeah, actually you are. You're slightly further to the right than I was, but you're heading straight for the plateau as far as I can tell. I'll go up ahead. So you're gonna enter the mountain in a slightly different spot, but here is kind of the first steep bit. It's not really the entry into the very tall cliffs yet. There's a bit of a flatter part behind this, but it's kind of the beginning.
Yeah, this is still the easy part.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
said
I can go
19%
into the ground as well. Cool.
You have to watch a bit of the stream because there are actually tears in the mountain where the mountain mesh doesn't line up, and you can see through it.
I saw that, yeah. I had a glimpse of it as well.
Okay. Yeah, starting to climb now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Oh, okay, I thought I was in the ground for a second there. Reset basically after relogging, but I'm not. It's all fine.
Oh, okay. Just give me a second. Sending wing invites while flying up the mountain.
Like a pro.
And also because this changes so gradually, you don't really notice that you're going uphill. And then
Yeah.
you have to change your boosting technique a bit.
Who's the one in front?
Sanderling.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to have him in my sights to have a bit better stream on occasion.
Yeah, I would say that as well if I were.
Yeah, of course. I'm a professional when it comes to excuses.
I fly up ahead a bit so you get a rough idea, but I think you're doing just fine. Roughly here is where it gets really steep. Like, beyond this point, it's gonna be super challenging.
Ooh.
Oh,
And this is by no means like a good route to take, so I don't know.
Do you mean like me on our first attempt? Sanderling was saying I've taken the hard route.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. You guys have chosen the hard route.
I haven't chosen anything. I'm following the Scottish guy.
well, I just drove. I don't know.
Okay, maybe you should actually, let's see, from your point of view.
Oh, balls.
Yes, from our point of view.
Where you have kind of need to go to have an easier time.
Oh dear. Very close overtake. You're not adhering to minimum safety distance here.
It's really hard to tell. I don't think you have any sort of easier route from where you guys are right now.
No.
I just go straight for the top and see what happens.
That was my tactics.
Alright, then I suggest this entry point here, because if you can hit that good, you can at least jump your way up a bit.
I have the slight suspicion that Sanderling is falling and or sliding.
Already?
Well, his distance to me is increasing. So either we are bugged.
Then you have to turn towards me now and stay even further to the right if you can.
Yeah, I have got myself turned around and jumped right off the mountain. So I'm about to die.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, he actually died. Oh.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Sanderling. Alright.
Hey, I thought, oh, this is going great. Look, I'm getting some rule speed on. Oh, wait a minute.
You know
I
what?
appear to be going the wrong direction.
Out of sympathy, I'll see how far I can survive down the mountain.
Look, ma, no ground.
I'll aim for that little spire there.
Oh, it feels so good being back in
Why
my
are you driving away from me at prime time?
Because I want to follow... I was following Sanderling and I will continue to do so.
You're driving off the mountain again.
Yep.
No, don't follow me. I went the wrong way.
Nah, it's ready to call it a day. Anyway, so...
Yeah, you're right.
Let me just see if I can stick the landing.
My god, it's late again.
Yeah. It's too
Well,
late.
I don't know. I think this will bug me so much that I will probably try again at some point, even without you guys. And
Survive.
just see if I can figure out a way to do this on my own as Nezaroth did. But I doubt I will manage to beat his incredible time. Bye,
Full
prime
credit
time.
to the guy.
Yeah, full credit. Like, his performance is incredible.
It pains me to say, but I have survived.
What a shame.
When it's 17% cold, so you are a professional. I got to buzz you though, as you're leaving.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Primetime Casual. We have been climbing a mountain, trying for a new record time. We have failed, but we had lots of fun. And there was a little speedball announcement in there as well. Thank you for watching. With me were the inimitable Commander Greatest.
Thanks, guys.
And of course, our Scottish guide, Commander Sanderling.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Fly safe.